She is one of the most inspiring people that I know. And so tonight, I want you guys to get a little taste of that. We've done little, inventory type things on her personality. I'm going to try to get this little easel up here, guys. Bear with me. Oh, we're going to look at the table. Now we're going to look up. Okay. We've done little personality inventories on Lucy over the years. And one of the things that always comes up is that Lucy is an advocate. Okay, so you've seen this before when we've talked about her walking dogs to help cheetahs and our work with the horse sanctuary. And another way that she likes to be an advocate is for monarch butterflies. So this is one way that she lives an inspired life. And honestly, she inspires me, which is what I wrote about today on my Whimsy Wednesday post, because it's one of those things where when you see someone else living their joy and in a joyful state, it is inspiring and it's contagious. So that's what I want to talk about a little bit tonight. And I'm really close to you, so is this awkward? God loves selfie videos, guys. So Lucy, tell everybody a little bit about how you got started with raising monarchs and why you do it.
Well, I got started because one of our friends, Sherry Neal, she wanted us to babysit her, 25 caterpillars.
Yeah, 25, we could babysit that. Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah, because she was going on vacation, so she taught us everything that we know. I've done a lot of YouTubering. She's taught me the basics of everything just from that one time of babysitting her caterpillars while she was on vacation. And ever since, this is our third summer doing it, and it's been such an amazing experience. I love watching the transformation from an egg to a monarch butterfly. It's really an amazing process, and I just love taking care of them, and it's a really neat process.
I love Paul's comment here. He says, when the student is ready, the teacher appears, right? I know that the opportunity came to us because Lucy has been so open to these types of opportunities. What are you looking at?
Guy, he's funny.
Okay, so she pulled, this is live action here, guys, obviously, but she pulled her, caterpillars out of its net area and put them on the kitchen table. And how many caterpillars do you have right now?
16.
16. And honestly, you've kind of held yourself back, right? You could have taken more.
Yeah. When they're big, it's hard to take care of so many at a time because you just need to find them all, and they're all...
It's a lot. It's good work. Oh my gosh, this guy's going crazy. So I'm going to try to see what I can do with a little camera work here to give you a picture of what these guys are doing. And for those, as I do this, if you want to kind of talk, Lucy, about what they're eating and what do they eat, if there's multiple things or one thing. Let me see what I can do here.
So monarch, now they're starting to get angry with each other.
Oh no, one fell. Okay, let's see here, guys.
Alright, so monarch caterpillars eat milkweed.
There's Ben. Oh, Ben, you're in the shot.
As butterflies, they eat many different types of plants. Careful there.
Okay.
As caterpillars, they only eat milkweed. Milkweed is actually poisonous. The milk part of it is poisonous, which is their main defense mechanism, because once they're a butterfly, they're basically poisonous to other predators. So they're kind of angry with each other right now because they're all in each other's business. So.
You can see these guys here are big, but you do have a range, right? You want to pull up that picture?
Yes.
The little ones are very hard to find and see with the camera. So, Christy Ward knows. She says, a caterpillar's job is to eat, grow, and poop. And they poop a lot, don't they? Yes,
they do. So I took this picture today. This is one of two of our caterpillars. The biggest one, obviously, is about 2 inches long.
And
then
you
this
guys,
tiny one just hatched today.
Oops, my finger's on it.
Yeah, I can
it's
kinda-
really. Oop! Oh, now we got Star Stable. Oh.
Zoom it up here.
Okay, let's see.
You can kind of see this
wow.
tiny little caterpillar. You can barely even see it, but just the range of how big they get, and it only takes them a couple weeks to get this big. So I thought that was kind of interesting.
So you can kind of see in that shot, you see that little black dot right there, guys, like that little tiny black dot. That is basically the head of the caterpillar.
Yep.
So that gives you kind of an understanding of the range of sizes she's got going on here.
Yep.
And then after the caterpillar grows and grows and grows, what happens then?
After they grow, they get to be about 2.5 inches long. Then they climb to the top of the net that I keep them in, and they do a J hanging. They do the process called J hanging, where they basically attach themselves to the top of the net with silk and hang in a J-like shape. They stay like that for about 24 hours, and that just kind of like gets them ready to transform into a chrysalis. And after that 24 hours is done, they will basically like shed their skin, and underneath is the chrysalis,
Which is quite a process.
Yeah, I've seen it happen a couple times, and it's just really crazy. I don't even know like how that works, but yeah, it's a really cool thing to see.
Yeah, so it's almost like the transformation is kind of mind-blowing when you see it, right? It's hard to explain. And then, yeah, how long do they stay in the chrysalis? Did you already say that?
I would say like a week and a half to 2 weeks, something like that. Not super long, but when they're about ready to come out and be a butterfly, the chrysalis turns transparent, so you can see the black and orange wings on the inside, and it's really, really pretty. I love that process. And after that, for like 24 hours of the transparent chrysalis, then it comes out as a butterfly, and we get to release it. So yeah.
Oh, Rachel says her first chrysalis was formed today.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's awesome. So just to, kind of let you speak for a minute, Lucy, about why you do this. What would you say? I mean, obviously I've shared at the beginning that you're kind of an ambassador, you're kind of an advocate for any sort of passion that you might have. Oftentimes it's animals, right? And making sure that they have what they need. But what would you say is something about this process that you enjoy?
Well, first of all, it helps the species of monarch butterflies. They're actually one of the most endangered butterflies. And so it helps them increase their chances of surviving, whereas if they were in the wild, because they're more likely to die from predators or diseases or whatever. So that, number one, helps the species. I also just really, like I said, I like watching the process. It's really fun to take care of them. They all kind of have their own little personalities. Like the one, like they're just all so angry with each other right now. They have so many leaves, and they have to be on the same one. But
16. We think it's bad with 3 kids. Can you imagine 16? Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So go ahead and tell them about these little things.
Yeah, so these, I haven't taken the ones down on the top yet, but these are old chrysalids. I think that's plural.
Chrysalids. Why don't I come on top?
Yeah,
there,
okay,
so
there
you
you
can
go.
kind of see.
And these I pulled from the top, and it's when the butterfly comes out of the chrysalis, it kind of turns into like a shell almost of the skin. So our friend Sherry, who's been doing this for many years, she gets up to like 100 butterflies a year. She collects these, and she has jars of them, and it's really pretty, a pretty like little collection. So I've decided that I wanted to start that as well. These ones were from a year ago, and then another summer that I did it. So yeah, hopefully I'll get to kind of add to that collection again this year.
And thank you for for sharing about those, because that is something that not a lot of people get to see. That's kind of a cool thing. Yeah. Julie Brown, or Veet, asked a cool question. She said, you know, when the butterfly emerges from the chrysalis, tell us about that process and what happens right away, which we've seen a number of times. It's really cool.
Yeah, when they come out, they're really small, actually. A chrysalis is only like this big, but obviously as a butterfly, they get to be about this big. So they come out really, really small. Their wings are really crinkled, and they're all just like kind of shriveled up almost. But it only takes like 5 minutes at the most for them to pump their wings and just like bring all the fluid into their wings, and it gets to be full size within like 5 minutes. And I've seen it happen. It's really, really crazy how fast it happens. They look like they're ready to fly after like 10 minutes, but we do keep them in for like an hour or like 2 to 3 hours just to make sure their wings are fully dry until we release them into the wild.
Yeah, that is an exciting day, isn't it, when we get to do that. Okay, so real quick, we're kind of winding up her segment. We've got some other anxious helpers in the wings here, and we have 3 raffle drawings for Wonder and Whimsy tonight for the 3-ring circus, the 3-ring raffle, which we're going to do we're going to draw one of those tickets in about 1 or 2 minutes. So stick around for that. So what do we have here in this box?
So this is Ella. We had her. She was one of the butterflies we had last year. Sadly, she did not make it because I think her legs were kind of messed up a little bit, and she wasn't able to fly. We tried releasing her several times, and she just never really flew away. So we kept her, and we kept her body, but
we did feed her.
We tried feeding her, and she just didn't make it. So
was that poop that just fell? Like, what was that? It was caterpillar poop on my kitchen table. Yay! Poor Ella. But yeah, it is beautiful to be able to have her, you know, to be able to see the beauty of her wings and remember the fun she had for her short little life, right? So thank you guys for, you know, I see a lot of cool encouragement in the comments. Brian Colgan said he's never known any of this. So that's very cool. And that's one of the gifts of Lucy, you guys. Over the years, if you stick around, you're going to see a lot more of this. She loves to learn about animals that she's passionate about, and then she loves to do whatever she can to make sure they have what they need. So who knows what this is going to be. Martha Henderson says, thank you, Lucy. Fellow horse lover there, right? You and Martha. Yeah. So, Kelsey says, would love to see some photo updates. That's a great idea. So as these 16 caterpillar make their way up to J-hang and become chrysalis and butterflies. So thank you, Lucy. I am excited that you got to share some of your passion with us, her inspiring living. Appreciate it. Yeah. All right, we're going to do one of our raffle drawings right now, and Ben is standing by with the bowl. But let's talk about what the prize is tonight. As you know, from the last 2 weeks, we've been drawing 3 prizes for the last, total of 3 shows for the 3-ring raffle for Wonder and Whimsy Society members. And tonight, the prizes are pretty epic, you guys. The first prize we're going to draw is, and I wrote this down so I wouldn't forget what it's called. It is called a slackline kit. So the concept is you have these, I don't know, what do you call these, straps? And they have special gear to strap around your trees so that you can tight rope. Okay, and it's like all official. The whole thing is like this whole kit, you guys, and it's super, super heavy. All right, so slackline kit. I didn't want to pull it all out, but you get the picture, right? You've seen these in people's yards where you're like, are they really tight roping on there? Yeah, they are, and you can too, and someone will, okay? So this is pretty awesome. Okay, Ben.